Oh my God, I'm drinking coffee. I'm going to be awake all night. Hey, this is Ron Armstrong with WeBuzzFilm.com. And today I want to talk to you about the secret to reaching your fundraising goal on Indiegogo and Kickstarter. And it's very simple, not complicated at all. I want to introduce you to a concept that I was indoctrinated into by a personal coach, a life coach. And this is a guy I hired. He was from LA. It cost about $3,000 a month. And I got involved with him for about 3 months. He asked for a minimum of a 3-month commitment. And it probably was one of the best 3 months I ever had. And it was kind of like, it actually transformed my life. But I remember a question he asked me when I would do things and make plans to reach certain goals. He would ask me, Ron, are you playing to win or are you playing to lose? And it was his way of asking me how committed I was to what I was doing. And it was kind of a deep thing because I had to stop and think about if I was just going through the motions or if I really was, committed to making this one endeavor a success. And if you ever seen The Empire Strikes Back with Master Yoda, he says, you do, there's never try. You don't try, you just do. Well, anyway, going back to what I was saying was the secret to reaching your fundraising goal on Indiegogo or Kickstarter, I get a call from a lot of filmmakers, and there's a lot of campaigns that we here at WeBuzzFilms.com don't get involved with. Probably 60% of the campaigns that come across my desk we reject for various reasons. But the most part is because a lot of filmmakers are playing to lose, and we can sense that. So what am I saying when I say playing to lose? I mean that they're not committed to their projects. Now, here's the secret to reaching your fundraising goal. And let me say it like this. It's all in the pre-campaign. There it is. I've said it. The study that we have done, both on Indiegogo and Kickstarter, is that the majority of films or projects that reach their fundraising goal had at least a 3 to 6 month pre-campaign. Now, the purpose of the pre-campaign basically is to build your audience of people who are willing to pledge to your project. If you go out there and you just launch your campaign with the idea people are going to throw money your way, well, people don't know you. You haven't built a rapport with them. So why would they invest in your project? I use this saying all the time, but it's so true. If you build it, they won't come. People think just because they put their campaign up there that people will come and pledge their campaign. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. The reality is that if you don't have a really solid planned pre-campaign in place, more than likely your campaign will fail. And we have seen this time and time again. The studies and the statistics back up what I'm saying here. And that's what I mean by when I say is a filmmaker playing to win or playing to lose. Those filmmakers who are playing to lose are the ones that come to the table and go, well, why do I have to have a 3-month pre-campaign? Can I just do a campaign and maybe a week or two of a pre-campaign? And I'm like, sure, if you want to waste your time and money, sure, you can do that. But you need at least 3 months, preferably 6 months of a pre-campaign to plan out your campaign, to build your audience, to really come up with your strategy on how you're going to do this. And if you're not doing that, then you're playing to lose. But those people who are playing to win know what time it is, and they come to the table with a great amount of patience because it takes that to really get into the pre-campaign. They come up on board with a lot of planning. And it's the same notion as this. Would you shoot a film, start a production without pre-production? No way. You know what I mean? And then you get those filmmakers who come on board and say, well, why do I have to raise money for a pre-campaign? I don't see the purpose in that. Well, would you go into the stock market with no money? No, it takes money to make money. So you have to have some type of capital to start out with. You need capital to raise capital. I'm not saying you need a lot of money, but you need some money to get your pre-campaign going so you can roll that into the campaign. Now, your campaign should be smooth sailing. That's at the point where people should just be pledging. You should be running around trying to find people in your campaign stage because everything should have been set up so that when you launch that campaign, it's just the money coming in. And you're looking at your numbers and seeing how much money you're making over the week, over the weekend, and da-da-da. Now, if you're not setting yourself up for success, if you're playing to lose, then you're the type of person who's not going to have a pre-campaign. He's going to come aboard and maybe do a week or two of planning and launch a campaign and watch it fail. Or you can do the smart thing and do the pre-campaign which I'm not going to lie to you is a lot of work. It's not easy. It's almost too much work for one person. So what do? Here's what you do. You hire a staff of people. You need a campaign manager, you need a PR person, you need a writer, you need a social media person. Get that staff together. And if you're properly plan it out, you have a great staff of people you're working with, you make deals, you cut deals with them so that maybe they can work for something in return, you can do some bartering. And if you're doing it right, then the time you launch your campaign, it's going to be gravy. Now, if you don't have the time, the money to go out there and find all these people individually, you can hire WeBuzzFilm.com. We have a staff of people that work with us who have a proven track record of working on both Indiegogo and Kickstarter, and we are very successful at raising funds. But you have to understand that it does take some time and money to do that. It's not going to come easy. So think about that. Are you playing to win? Are you playing to lose? And again, the determining factor of whether your campaign is a success, and we define success by if you reach your fundraising goal or not, is whether you have a good and well thought out pre-campaign in place. That's at least 3 to 6 months in advance of the launch of your campaign. All right, so that's the thought for now. And I know for myself that I'm the type of person who always plays to win because I'm fully committed to my projects and what I'm doing. And I'm the type of person who likes to stick the deck in my favor. If I go to Vegas, I'm playing with my own deck. I'm not playing with the house's deck, So that's basically a metaphor for what I'm saying is that, when you're going into something, you're planning it out so that every step of the way you're ensuring your success. You're not leaving anything to chance. You're not just throwing it up there with the idea of if you build it, they will come, because that's fantasy. It's not true. And you really are approaching this from a very strategic and well thought out perspective because you know why? You've hired WeBuzzFilm.com to do all the work for you. So that's all for now. This is Ron Armstrong with WeBuzzFilm.com, and I wish you much success, and I'll see you next time.